What's going on, everyone? I'm Encore. This is Tomorrow Never Comes. And this day actually seems like tomorrow will never come. The amount of devastation that's going on in the markets, both stock market and unfortunately correlated Bitcoin market or crypto market, is not pretty. It's not pretty. And look, I've mentioned this before, anyone who ever says that they are 0% affected by the market, I would say that that's a lie. There is at least 0.1%, 1%. There is a level of connection to price point, no matter how much you're a fundamental or long-term investor like I am. There's always that little bit of hit, right? You see your portfolio, it's down. There is a piece of it. The difference is that you understand that that is a natural process of these cycles and it's not going to last forever. So there is a mentality difference there, but I'm not going to lie, it hurts. It definitely hurts. But today I wanted to share what the title actually said was the volatility is the price for generational wealth. Okay. And first I just want to highlight just what kind of devastation happened today in the market. So here in the equities market, you got the Dow Jones, which is down 1,100, like around 3.5%, S&P 500 down about 4%, Nasdaq's about 4.75%. And if you look at Bitcoin, we're down. This is probably pretty good over the last little bit. We're hovering around 29,000, a little bit under 29,000. It's a nice little range there. Okay, and then something called the Fear and Greed Index, which is the lower this value is, the more fear there is in the market. The higher it is, the more confidence there is in the market, or greed, I guess you would say, right? So if you look at here, it's at 12. That's pretty nasty. It was at 8 at one point over the last few days. So it's just in a bad place right now. If you look at where it's saying historical values, we're at extreme fear. Yeah. So look, yesterday was extreme fear at 8. Last week was 12, and last month was 24, which says extreme fear, but that's still double of where we are today. So all in all, just carnage all over the place, right? But what am I trying to say when it comes to volatility is the price that we have to pay for generational wealth. If it was easy, man, there would be more billionaires in this world. There would be more multimillionaires in this world. And the fact that you're able to check price points on the daily, and in crypto it's 24/7, never closes, man, it's not easy. Right? You want to get out. Every part of you it screams at you that, hey, you're losing money. And again, that's unrealized losses. So that means that unless you sell, the losses are only on paper. You haven't lost anything yet. But as soon as you sell, you lost. And it's very difficult to get that back. Right? But our mentality, our psychology, the way we're wired is when things are going up, we want to jump in. And when things are going down, we want to jump out. And that's actually the reverse, right? We want to be buying low, selling high. We end up buying high, selling low. It's just the way we're wired. And it's hard to break that wiring. But this volatility right now, this is where generational wealth is made. At these prices, at this level of fear, this is where we can actually make a massive impact, not only in our own financial freedom or our own financial destiny, but those around us. So it's one of those things. It's a constant reminder. It's a constant training. The discipline has to be there. And look, don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm 100% disciplined. If you guys have seen my Luna video and all that, there's mistakes I still make, training I'm still doing. It's an everyday thing. It's literally like a day-to-day, sometimes minute-to-minute, hour-to-hour type training, mental training that has to take place, even like for me. But we just have to understand, we got to zoom out. We got to see where things were. 2 years ago, Bitcoin was at 9,000. Okay, so if you were to think at that point, could we get to 29,000 or 30,000? It would have been such a positive. And now we're sitting here at 2930 and everyone's down and out and thinking this is just, it's going to go to zero, right? We've had the whole UST Terra Luna fiasco. 80,000 Bitcoin was dumped on the market and Bitcoin barely moved. That's a massive positive. Okay, that amount of supply getting dumped onto the market and such a little fluctuation in terms of pricing based on that, That means that the network is strong. That means that the sentiment around Bitcoin and the value and the fundamentals around Bitcoin are extremely strong to withstand that type of dumping on the market and not really be affected by it. So I'm always bullish on Bitcoin. I don't care where it goes. This is just a better opportunity for us to accumulate, and in large part, that's going to resemble what the crypto market's going to look like going forward. But we got to remember, and this is something Benjamin Cohen actually tweeted, was that you're not going to see an all-time high in altcoins before you see an all-time high in Bitcoin. Okay. Now, is that linear? Like to the day, if you see a Bitcoin all-time high, you'll see the rest of them come up? I don't know. Maybe you see them pop a little bit more, or the altcoins pop before Bitcoin. But the point here is that this is the moment, right? Then if you're in stock markets, fair game. I am as well. But just all my focus right now is here on crypto. Is you understand that this is the time to accumulate. It does not mean that things can't go lower. And that's always the hardest part, even for me, right? If you think this is a great entry point on Bitcoin, on ETH, or a protocol that you are familiar with and have done the research on, you think it's not going to go lower. But it could go another 15, 20, 30, 50, 40, 50%. Who knows? It could. Less likely for things like Bitcoin and ETH, but that's altcoins is something I personally would stay away from at this point, unless you're really keen on one particular protocol and will continue to dollar cost average as you go forward. For me, Bitcoin is the mainstay. That's where I like to be. That's where I like to dollar cost average. And then secondary comes ETH. So look, the whole point of this is understand that it's painful. There's that proverbial blood in the streets. And this is the time when the savvy investors, the smart money, come in and start scooping up quality projects on the discount, and then they reap the rewards later on. So we actually have that opportunity right now. We can buy Bitcoin, we can buy ETH, and we can buy before they do, because many of them are sitting on the sidelines. And then next year, end of this year, who knows, 2 years from now, the next halving that comes in 2024, we may be seeing all-time highs that you didn't even dream of. And you would have looked back and said, hey, 29,000, 28,000, 30,000. It's really a moot point at that juncture when Bitcoin may be 100,000 plus. So I wanted to put this message out. It's for you, but it's also for me. It's a good reminder that as much as things are painful now, this is the time when, if we accumulate, we're going to see gains like we've never seen before. All right. So keep your head in the game, right? Just keep it there. If you're not in crypto and you're just kind of researching it, don't get freaked out by all this negativity, all the headlines. Anything that's been said about the crypto market is happening in the stock market, if not worse. It's just not being highlighted. So let's keep focused. Let's accumulate quality projects, blue chip projects on the cheap, and let's reap the rewards later on. That's what I'm doing. And let's see where that takes me and us as we move forward over the next little while. So look, it does not mean it's not going to go down lower. It very well could. All right, so we got to be prepared for that. But you can't predict it. So dollar cost average into what you can. And trust me when I say this is how people make generational wealth. When everyone else is fearful, they're buying. And then when everyone else is getting in because they're FOMOing into things, that's when they're reaping the profits. So we need to mimic what smart money does and get out of this retailer mentality. All right, so I wanted to put this out there. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you protect your mental space, your health, all of that, because it's not easy to be in these markets and use it as a badge of honor. That's how I look at it now. When we are doing well, we're flying high in the next bull cycle. We can all say that we were there in 2022 when things looked like they couldn't get any worse. So that's a badge of honor. Let's keep that mindset. Tomorrow never comes. I just want you guys to remember that. Get in the game today, and I'll see you guys in the next video.